Hello, popular astronomers. I am back on Pop Astro Live. We just had a terrible echo and ditched the broadcast. And Paul kindly reminded me that I should have been live streaming the whole eclipse. So this is part two. Oh, here's Paul. Here we come. Right, we're back on. This is, like the way they have Spring Watch Unsprung and Stargazing Ungazed or whatever it's called. I guess this could be that. How's it going there, Paul?
That's lovely. Got rid of the echo.
Yep. Oh, let's have a listen. Plug me headphones in. It's still echoing terribly. But that's okay because I'm not really going to be saying very much. We're just going to stream the last part of the eclipse if you would like to watch it in majesty.
We just need to put the yeah, we've got nice sun here anyway.
Robin.
Yeah.
Hi, that's really weird. I can't see you in the green room.
Oh, well, I'm still here.
Could you just go out and come back into the broadcast, please?
Have you gone in on the new link, Robin?
Who, me?
The new link you just had by email.
Have you used the new link, Robin?
I will leave. Okay.
I've switched my microphone. No, the echo is still there. How's the eclipse looking now? Please. Mr. Sutherland.
Me, it's good, looking good here. Yes, that's a good image. You could put it full screen if you want.
That's good, yeah.
That's it. So the moon is now gradually moving off the sun.
Then we've got your banner scrolling across the bottom there. Do you want to talk us through what gear you've got there, please, Paul?
Yes, I'm using a telescope I had for a very long time, which is a Meade ETX90, which is a nice little telescope, and I really just use it for the sun because I have a glass filter that screws in the front, so it's totally safe, and it's a good make, Thousand Oaks, which is an American brand, had a long time. And then attached to that, acts as what they call prime focus, so it's a camera and using the telescope as its lens. I've got a Canon EOS 600D camera, and it works well as a sort of, well, in this instance, like a webcam really, because I've got it connected to a video capture card, plugged into my Mac laptop. And that cost me all of about £11 something from Amazon this week. So remarkable what you can get for technology for a little bit of money nowadays. And because the mount is a Great Polaris equatorial mount with a drive, I've been able to follow the sun pretty well without having to keep moving it about. You know, this telescope tracking, countering the Earth's rotation to keep fixed on the sun. And we've been lucky with the weather down here.
Paul, I don't know whether you'll know the answer to this, but when will the new moon be visible to us?
Well, right now, I can see the moon right now, or the silhouette of the moon, actually. This is new moon. I mean, new moon happened here about 14 minutes past 11 because it was, I suppose, because it was between us and the sun. So, roughly that. But when will we see it in the sky? Well, in a couple of days' time, if it's very clear, you might see a very fine crescent. And then over subsequent nights, the crescent moon will become more easily visible as it moves away from the sun in the evening sky.
Very, very good. Thank you. I'm so glad that you've not had cloud today, Paul, because it's meant that we've had a brilliant view of the eclipse, probably even bigger and better and more higher quality than anything that we'd see on a telescope.
I know, I'm very lucky, I'm very pleased. I'm reminded, by the way, that I did go to see an annular eclipse, apart from the one in Scotland with Robin at the crack of dawn in 2003. I went down to Spain in 2005, where there was an annular eclipse across Spain near Valencia. And I was in the sort of hills behind Valencia, and we had a lovely eclipse there. And it actually got quite cold as more and more of the sun was covered. I remember getting very, very chilly, but I did, using the same telescope actually, I did get some pictures of the eclipse there, but a different camera. It was a little Nikon snapshot camera attached to it. This image, I must say, is a lot better.
It's brilliant, Paul. It's excellent.
Thank you. No, we've been lucky, haven't we? Nice to see something working well like this.
I know, yeah. God, the gremlins didn't kill our eclipse, Paul. So, are we going to Benidorm then for the Pop Astro eclipse party?
I think we should, yes.
That could be an amazing field trip to organise, actually, couldn't it?
Yes, Preston Montfort goes to Benidorm.
Oh, that'd be so nice. That'd be so lovely. I am sat here and it is cold on Anglesey. I've had my fleece on, so... Say again, sorry.
So will it be like the ITV comedy of the same name?
Yeah, you'd be Johnny Vegas.
Oh.
That's the only one I know, innit? Yeah, very good. So where were you for the Cornish eclipse then? Not the Cornish eclipse, the eclipse that was...
I went to the Channel Islands because the
yes.
The Royal Astronomical Society decided to have their annual National Astronomy meeting down in the Channel Islands on Guernsey. But the actual eclipse, we went by a hydrofoil thing to Alderney, which is a lovely little island just off the Cotentin Peninsula of France. And there was I suppose, very, very thin cloud, but we did see the total eclipse.
Nice. And, we've got Robin back now.
Oh, good.
Hello, Adrian. Thank you. A Pop Astro Live regular. Well done for joining us on many, 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 many live streams across the past year that we've been broadcasting Pop Astro Live. He's been watching it in his back garden, but it became intermittently cloudy, and I have joined you late. Thank you, Adrian. It's nice to have you along with us. We are going to be streaming. When does the eclipse actually finish then? How long have we got left of it? Hi, Robin.
Hi there. Yeah, sorry, I thought I'd rejoin, but I suddenly realised it was the old stream. So technicalities there, but I've been back, and we haven't got the echo now. Though that's great. I don't know what happened there. That was really odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a glitch of the software. I keep on. Oh, it's back.
Oh no! I can't.
Maybe I should just shut up.
Yeah, well, we can. I can't hear any echo myself, so that's good.
Tell us what you've got there, Robin. Then I tell you what, I need to go and refresh myself. So I'll put you and Paul on, and you can chat for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, I'll show you that while I've got the sun. The sun is behind the cloud. I'll just show you the view. Well, I've got there's an 80mm refractor there, and at the bottom end here is a Canon. Sorry, a Sony A7S camera. Let me just move things around so you can see the setup. Just view straight into the telescope there. I won't move the laptop up to the top, otherwise I will probably cut myself off. But at the top end there is a Bard Astra solar filter, and that is cutting down the brightness of the sun by a considerable amount. It gives a different coloured image from the one that Paul's getting. It's a more neutral colour, and it gives a slightly bluish tinge to the sun. The sun is really white, as you can see. If you look at the reflection of the sun on the clouds there, it's white. Let me go back to the telescope view now. Here we go. Yeah, and that's an auto exposure image. So when the clouds come over, the image brightens up. We've lost it again. That's a shame.
Is that why you do
that?
Paul's
really lucky.
thought your image was rather bright, so I wondered if you could have turned it down on manual or something.
Yeah, I couldn't hear that. I couldn't hear that, Paul.
No, I was saying I had mine on auto exposure in the test yesterday, and then I picked a manual setting in the end because I think it gives a less bright sun and a better view, really. I'm saying your sun is very bright.
Like that. Yes. I'll just fiddle with the settings. It's difficult to do when the camera's actually on the
Yes, I know.
on the scope.
That's not.
I've got a.
Interesting.
Doesn't seem to be having a great deal of effect actually. Changing the settings. I've got on manual now.
You've got crowd anyway.
Yeah. But it's showing the extent of the eclipse anyway. That's crucial. I'm sorry about the planes that go across and the lorries that go past. I'm right underneath the flight path from Heathrow and also on a civil aviation flight path. And everyone who decides it would be more fun to go by helicopter than by car comes right over my house at an altitude of about 1,000 feet, and it's really quite noisy at times. But there we go. There's the sun coming out again.
That's very nice. Now, if my image disappears for a moment and then comes back on, that's because I'm taking an actual photograph. So, pardon me when that happens. It will happen now.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know how my battery's lasting. That's been lasting out the full length of the eclipse. It might need replacing at some point. But if mine goes off to greens to coloured stripes, then that's right. Yeah.
Yes, I've been quite impressed by the Canon battery lasting well over an hour. I've had to change the battery once during this whole sequence. It's quite good. You're muted, Robin.
Yeah, that's better. Sally was asking me where the solar viewers are, and I know they're in the bookcase somewhere, but I can't find them. Or just offhand, she wants to have a look at the sun. I just tried the pinhole image because we were concerned if the sun's out again. I'm just going to try it now. Using a pinhole, you do get when the sun is really bright, you can get an image of the eclipse sun. It's about 2 millimeters across, but with the extent of the eclipse at the moment, it's hardly visible. And a little earlier on, I've got this colander again here, and now you really can't see any pinhole images of the sun. It just looks like a view of a circular image. The colander, the images are, the holes in this colander are about 4 or 5 millimeters across, and you'd need a long projection distance to be able to see the extent of the eclipse at this stage. But I've got the mirror. Let me just switch to my laptop view. Here we go. So I've got a mirror here. I don't know if you can see that it's got a little hole in front of the a bit of paper in front of the mirror itself, and I can project an image of the sun onto the observatory wall, and I can get quite a nice view of the eclipse that way. Not as good as the direct image through the telescope, which I'll now switch to there, but it does work. And the great thing is that it's the mirror technique is good for showing the eclipse sun to a lot of people at once. You can project it into a room or even onto the side of a building, and so that really works quite well. When you've got a projection distance of about 5 or 10 meters, you can get quite a large image of the sun inside a room or on the side of the shadow wall of a building. So that works quite well. So there are plenty of ways of doing it safely, and I just hope that nobody has damaged their eyesight by looking through a small hole at the sun. It will be just as bright, and even though the moon is obscuring a small part of it, it will still be dazzling and a danger to eyesight. You asked earlier on, or rather Vicky asked earlier on, when the new moon will be visible as a crescent in the sky, and it will be visible on the 13th, very low down if you're lucky, and you might see Venus right beside it. Let me just go back to what I found. Yes, sorry, on the 11th, you might see it low down half an hour after sunset, and it'll be easier to see on the 12th or the 13th. So that will be good. It's often very difficult to see the thin crescent moon, and so you may be 11th, it may be the 11th, 12th, or the 13th when you actually see it in the sky. So tomorrow night, it's possible. Tomorrow evening, it's possible. You would have to look very low down. There is a lot of discussion about when is the earliest new moon you can see as a crescent after actual new moon, and it's the limit now is about 18 hours, I think, after the actual instant of new moon when it's directly in front of the sun, and it tends to be better in the tropics where the sun sets more vertically into the below the horizon than in the UK, where it's at the ecliptic always at an angle to the horizon. So we're not so well off as farther south. If you're within the tropics, then you can see the new moon much more as a much thinner crescent after the actual moment of new moon than we can do here. Oh, I've lost the sun again. Let's go back to the laptop view. Here we go. You can see what we're faced with. Nice big fat cloud over the sun. Now, this is the sort of conditions where the weather forecaster would say it's a clear day, and of course you would take them at their word. But there's lots of clouds in front of the sun from time to time, so you might beg to differ with the weather forecast when they say it's going to be a sunny day, and of course it is. But it's a question of degree. 50% sun, 50% cloud, maybe, is what we're getting at the moment.
Robin, what's your preferred weather forecasting app for astronomy?
Well, I've got one called, let's see, I'm just looking for it on my, you know, I'm not at my regular computer, so I forget the name of it at the moment. My preferred app is to look out of the window and see if it's clear.
My preferred app is my
I use the UK Met Office, the Met Office clear skies indicator, rather the satellite visibility view, quite a lot to see when there's a clear patch coming across, and that's quite good. It's it also shows you when with radar when the rainfall is going to come along, and so if you're thinking of going for a picnic, have a look at the rainfall radar, and you can use it on your phone as well, and you can accurately predict that there will be rain in half an hour, so we better eat up our picnic straight away, that sort of thing. So I use the Met Office rainfall radar, and it will give you the satellite view of clear skies as well, and that's what I like to use as a real-time indication of what's going to happen. But in terms of what's coming along, I'm not sure that anything is particularly good. The forecast over the last few days has been particularly uncertain. Even a few days ago, looking at the BBC London weather forecast, it said that there would be rain sometime in the morning, and I looked outside and it was raining really quite hard then. That was last Friday when they were completely caught out, and the weather forecast was completely at odds with what you could see by looking out the window. So looking out of the window is often the best method.
Great. We'll just say hello to Mel Jeffrey, who is our SPA Occultation Director. That's a great title, isn't it?
Good luck with the exam.
Oh, what's the exam, Mel? What exam are you sitting?
She's doing an OU exam. I'm very impressed by people who do that, and when they're not of usual university going age and mature students, that's really putting herself through it, I think. So good luck to her. She's going to exam.
She really must love astronomy.
Tuesday, she tells me.
The only. Oh, sorry, Paul.
You can clearly see now how the moon is moving off the face of the sun. You know, it's very much smaller bite out of it. It did occur to me, Vicky, that what you could do with your biscuits, you should buy a packet and then take a different size bite out of each one, and then you could throw them up in different order, you know.
I could have, if I'd have thought ahead and I had enough biscuits, I would have done that.
Yeah.
Next time, I'll do it when we're in Benidorm.
Right. I think,
Vicky, can you put Paul's view and my view side by side, and we can compare the
I can, yeah.
the extent?
Oh yes, that's interesting.
There we go. Okay, mine's a smaller image. But Paul, what time does your eclipse end?
12:22, according to
Right. Yeah.
the map that you produced for the SPA's page, eclipse page.
Yes. It looks as if you've got more of the eclipse. The eclipse started for you about 3 minutes after it did here. I haven't checked what time it will end, actually, but it looks as if you've got an equivalent amount of me, if not slightly more, of the eclipse. Oh, there's Mel's exam, electromagnetism. Well, that's what we're looking at the moment, electromagnetic radiation from the sun. So you've got a practical experiment there, Mel. And you can maybe just discuss
Well, the eclipse started here.
what colour the sun is, and the sun is really white because our idea tell us an obscure electromagnetism fact. When clouds get in front, the radiation is dimmed. That's a good one. I'm not sure why I've got that shadow to the right of my view. It should be more centrally placed, but something weird about
Bye, Adrian.
the optics.
See you next Thursday. Normal time, normal place. Great.
I haven't checked on how many viewers. I switched off my YouTube feed when I thought that maybe I was the source of that echo, but let's see how many we've got on YouTube now. We've only got a few now because it's really towards the end of the eclipse and we had to stop. We've got 9 people watching on YouTube and how many on Facebook? I'm not sure. Let me check.
30, it says on my little ticker.
30. Oh, that's good. Welcome back.
That's good. That's a primary school class.
Yeah. Well, we had about 140, 150 between the two feeds at maximum, which is pretty good for us. And so let's thanks to all folk for watching, and I hope you shared it. Assuming you've got friends, of course, that's the thing. But you can't share it if you don't have any friends.
Paul and Robin and everybody viewing, I'm going to ask you to do something really random for me, which will become apparent in the next couple of days. For just like 10 seconds, I just want you to think and focus all your mind on thinking about Saturn. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Think about Saturn. Think about its rings. Think about its colour. Think of all the beautiful views you've had of it. Think about its majesty. Think about the Cassini division. And there we go. Right, I just needed you to visualize Saturn for me, and I will tell you why in a couple of days. I'm doing something really obscure and random to do with Saturn in the next couple of hours. So, ooh, what could it be? Oh, Helen is here. Helen says, "Hi guys, tried to look in between clouds, but daughter took my filter glasses so she could observe at school. Love the feed. Thank you so much, Helen. That's really nice, and hopefully see you back here for Pop Astro Live next Thursday, minus the eclipse. But we will have. Have I got any guests lined up? I don't know who I've got. I know I've got a 0G juggler coming on in a couple of weeks. He is doing something to do with choreographing, juggling, and 0G dance routines. So that doesn't get much more obscure than that, does it, Paul and Robin?
No.
Let's see if I've got a guest.
You've lost me there, I must admit.
Let's see you try to pull one of them out of the bag. I need some guests for next week. So your wonderful suggestions, Robin and Paul. Thank you. I know you always go to deep down into the depths of your astronomical contact book to get me some great guests. But currently we've got a blank slate. So I wonder what the show can be about next week. What could it be? What's coming up? We've got noctilucent clouds, maybe the summer skies, summer constellations. What else have we got coming up?
Yeah, the summer skies are a bit of a pain because, of course, the sky is so bright. And what's more, everyone has to stay up really late. Now, Paul tends to retire earlier than I do. but even so, you don't get much of a sky. And then the strange thing is that you stay up and think, oh, it's getting nice and dark, and then of course you suddenly realise it's actually getting light again up in the over in the east. And so just as you think things are getting better, they get worse again.
Look there, Robin, that is a great little view there, by the way. The very last couple of seconds, so let's focus on that. Thank you for the eclipse.
Vicky, there's about 5 minutes to go from here.
Okay. How
in my defense, I do retire earlier, but I normally rise in time for sunrise and take some dawn photographs. So
yeah, Paul gets some
nice
great photographs of the sky from where he is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Helen. Well, just for you next week, Helen says, I love it when you do a tour of the summer and winter skies, one of my favourites, with a kiss at the end. Mwah. And have a kiss from me, Helen.
Got knocked to loose in the crowd, of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your comments. I'll put myself on mute. You two can chat.
Right, I'm just checking the timings of the eclipse from here. I use an app called Sky Map, which gives me some all the statistics for eclipses. And let me just check the current one. Let's see. Yeah, we can still see it. Sally points out that she can see it. She's using eclipse viewers here, and so it's still visible from here. Let's see. I'm just checking my. Oh no! Oh yes, there we are. Local circumstances. My eclipse should end. Oh dear, not coming up. Oh, here we go. My eclipse should end at 12:25:30. It's on the UT 25. So we've got 7 minutes to go before mine ends. What was your time, Paul? Did you say?
22. 12:22.
Right. So another. So I should get. If the sky comes out, I shall get 3 minutes more of the eclipse than you do.
Yes. Well, let's compare the two images. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's coming out again. It's a shame mine is not more magnified. Doesn't look much different, does it?
No, yours is quite hard to see yours because of definition. I mean, I think the moon. Yeah, the moon is quite obvious on mine. You can still see that little indentation.
Yes. I'll try and make sure my focus is spot on. Probably it means crouching down behind the telescope. Hold on.
I'm just taking another photo, so it's not, my image will disappear and then come back in about a second or so.
Yeah,
later.
okay.
First, that's the image I've just taken, or part of it, and then that comes the live image. There we are. So,
yeah, I'm another big crowd, so I may miss the last. Well, it's got 5 minutes to go, so hopefully it will still show the last seconds of the eclipse.
Is it possible to see any features on the moon as it is at the minute?
I think Paul's image showed. I was looking at it on the big screen of my TV earlier on, and it did seem to show undulations of the mountains on the edge of the moon. My image is too small to be able to do it, so I certainly couldn't know. When viewing the image on the TV, I thought I could see a sunspot on the lower part of the sun on Paul's image.
Or possibly, there's also a few dust specks. So,
oh well, maybe it was a dust speck then.
It's very hard to get rid of on some of these cameras.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've got the. Oh, there comes the sun again.
Have you gone? Is it completely gone yet, Robin?
Still there. You can just see the little indentation there on my image still. But we're very near the end.
My wife Sally's looking. It's gone cloudy. She was looking through the eclipse viewer. Did you see it when it was when the sun was out, Sally?
Yes, I did.
You did, yeah. Even now, even just now.
The eclipse ending here, you can just see an indentation still, I think, but it's just the moon's just leaving into the sun.
Well, I think I may get another glimpse of the clear sky before the eclipse ends from where I am. So, Paul, yours is just about finishing. I can still see it.
Yeah, I'm just taking a photo, so it's going to vanish for a moment, then it will reappear.
Yeah.
I think there's just a tiny indentation there. But it must have. It's probably gone by now. This is when the eclipse ends, according to the SPA website, which of course we know never lies. So.
Well, I got it from the Royal Norman, the HMNAO Nautical Almanac Office figures. So hopefully that will be pretty good.
Robin.
Yes, I wasn't planning on doing any shouting, but
no, but
we did some earlier on.
From the eclipse of the sun.
How's the sky? I've got a cloud here. Let me just show you my sky. Will it clear before the eclipse ends? There you can see what I'm faced with. There's that big cloud in front of the sun, and the eclipse to go.
Well done, everybody. Take a bow. We've just done just under 2.5 hours of live streaming. So well done for keeping it going for so long.
You're well. It's been a great event, and it's been a technical triumph, I think, for the for our efforts here. Mine should finish 22 minutes to go, or 1.5.
Thank you, Paul. Paul actually posted me this out a couple of years ago, and he has pride of place. So thank you so much, Buzz Waldron, Gemini Jones, depending on who you are. But yeah, thank you so much. That's been great. Thank you to Mike Frost and to Sheridan and to Sonia and to Paul for organising this, and Robin. It's been great. I still have a little bit missing. Whereabouts are you, Mel? Hi, Vicky. What a brilliant show. Well done. Yes, I know it all. That's so sweet. Thank you, Jed. You make me blush. And the Blackbird is joining in with us. Are we all done? Shall we give the moon and the sun a large round of applause? Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, thank you. Oh, Jeffrey, Mel, sorry, is in North Yorkshire. There you go. So quite far north. So I guess over Anglesey now, we've probably got a tiny little bit ticking out because we're quite far north as well in comparison to Paul and Robin. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you for joining us. I don't recognise your name, Nigel, so we'd love to have you back in the chat room Thursday, 8 p.m. next week. Right.
Well, we successfully scared off the dragon, didn't we?
We scared off the dragon. That'll be Paul Sutherland glowering at the clouds.
And anyone who's enjoyed the show, please consider joining the SPA because this is sort of fun that we do, isn't it?
Yes, please do join the SPA. It's only £23 a year, and you get. Maybe we should start doing private shows. Maybe once a month, have one in the members area. A Pop Astro Live. That could be good, couldn't it? To encourage people to join. Anyway, right. We've both got clear views of the sun now, and I am going to go and get a cup of coffee. Robin and Paul, you have been brilliant, and we shall see you all next week at 8 o'clock. How about that?
Okay, see you then.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thank you.
Bye.
Take a bow. Take a bow. Take a bow. Thanks again, Vicky and Astronomers. Oh, dear me. Yeah. All right. See you soon, Ian, one of our regulars. Bye.